Yo, 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 yo! We're back. We're back, guys. We are back. Guys, as you walk in, please make sure you hit that like button. Please make sure you hit that subscribe button. Please make sure you hit that notification bell on the right hand side. Remember to click all because we do go live each and every day at 7 o'clock Eastern Time, like always. Thank you for tuning in to Carol Culture Radio. Hakeem, Jordan, what's cracking like? What's cracking like? What is cracking like?
We here.
Yes, sir. We here. We always here. We about to get it in. It's a Wednesday, middle of the week. So let's go. Let's go. Let's get it. I'm feeling great today. Let's go.
Let's go. Let's get it. Shout out to everybody that's watching us all across the board. Facebook, Instagram, Kick, and also Twitch. Make sure you follow. So very important for you guys to follow so you never miss it when we go live. Shout out to those right now watching us on Rumble and also X and also TikTok and also Bingo Live. Thank you guys so much for being here. We really do greatly appreciate you. Shout out to King right now. Bingo Live, they name be weird, man. Shout out to you guys. You know, I love you. I got some girls friends over here on Bingo Live, man. They be saying to me, I love you, some hearts and stuff like that. Shout out to Bingo Live, man. Ooh, we got a lot of things to talk about, man. It is hot outside. It is hot. So, guys, make sure y'all stay hydrated because it is hot outside. But that being said, moving along to sports. Jordan, what's going on when it comes to aspect of sports, big dog?
Yes, we got some big news from the worldwide area of sports, which is ESPN. They have acquired the NFL networks with a landmark agreement and also acquired NFL Red Zone. So I believe starting this NFL season, you know, we're gonna see especially with NFL with an NFL Red Zone. You know, we don't know how ESPN is gonna do it, but when it comes to like big NFL fans and NFL fantasy fans, when it comes to the NFL Network and also the Red Zone, it's gonna be all on ESPN. So without being that, Hakeem, we do have a clip. Play the clip about the big deal that have the ESPN and NFL Network. And after that, we'll chop it up.
Story coming into us, major breaking news in the sports and media world. It's official now. ESPN is acquiring the NFL Network and other media assets. That means the league's Red Zone channel will join our parent company, the Walt Disney's linear networks. ESPN Fantasy Football will also combine with NFL Fantasy. In exchange, the NFL will get a 10% equity stake in ESPN. We will, of course, continue to follow this big breaking news throughout the evening.
Shout out to Wild High in the building about his Dallas Cowboys. He said Michael Parsons should be traded to AFC. But yeah, like I said, big news will come to the ESPN. You know, they do big things when it comes to the NFL Network. It's going to be great things this season. So go ahead, Ronnie. What's your take about ESPN having a deal with the NFL Network?
Now that, but shout out to Stephanie Walkers right now watching us on TikTok. Hey, Stephanie, what's going on? Also, when it comes to aspect of ESPN acquiring on the NFL Network landmark agreement, I think it's a smart move because remember, you got to keep it in mind, a lot of the sports commentary will be featured on the ESPN when you got other highlights. Remember, they have like I think what show they normally have like the Manning brother be on ESPN. I think if I'm not mistaken,
Yep.
what they do their takes on, especially Monday Night Football. So it makes sense for them to acquire the NFL. And that's why I was so mad at Shannon Sharp because I think ESPN was working an agreement with the NFL. But look, the situation what happened to Shannon Sharp, now he missed a big opportunity there. Because it would have made perfect sense for him to be one of the commentators when it came to ESPN. So what a bad fumbler of the year. But at the end of the day, I think this is a smart move on ESPN part, and ESPN is just starting to grow. And keeping in mind, ESPN is connected to Disney. Go right ahead, Akeem.
When we're talking about business, this is a landmark deal as far as just understanding business. Why run something you can't do? I might as well give it to somebody who can do it better, who have the infrastructure and do it. The NFL can do NFL, but the media aspect, they gave it to the best person ever, ESPN. This is only going to raise up the subscriptions, raise up the stocks. Them getting a 10% equity was the smartest move ever. I always say this. Do you want to get 10% of a million or 100% of a million? But you got to do all the work. ESPN going to do all the work, and they still get a cut.
Yeah, to me, this is a big power move to come to ESPN. You know, I'm not surprised. Like Amazon or other streaming service like Netflix probably would have gotten into this because acquiring the NFL Network and also the Red Zone, which is, you know, people that does fantasy football, they love it because, you know, you guys don't know about Red Zone. You know, it goes by, you know, when the team is at the 20-yard line. And that is considered a red zone, so they're able to score and everything. And, you know, anything can happen. They can score, interception, whatever, and everything. And, you know, you can watch it on your television on multiple screens and everything. And people really, really enjoy it and everything. And I you know, have seen red zone and also enjoy it as well. So to me, when it comes to ESPN, well, technically Disney, because Disney owns ESPN, this is a big move for them to do and everything. And the thing is, you know, when it comes to people watching NFL, a lot of people don't have like NFL on their premium channels and everything. So just to get that on ESPN or also watch it on ESPN on your stream and everything, this is a powerful move. So I can't wait what ESPN is going to do when it comes to the NFL season, when it comes to red zone and everything. And when it comes to commentators, you know, like commentators that's on ESPN and to get to enjoy red zone, it's going to be a lot of fun this year. So I can't wait for this year to come up.
Yep. Can't wait either. Go ahead.
Why is right. NFL Network was not making money. They did the smart thing by offloading that asset to somebody else who understands the media. And that's why giving it to ESPN. And I don't know if that whole company is owned by Rupert Murdoch. And so they're going to do some revamp. It's going to be a whole totally different situation.
No, you got to keep in mind too. Remember, nobody gonna pay that yearly subscription NFL Network had. It was just too much. Work them doing the deal with ESPN. I think that's a smart move because remember, keeping in mind, ESPN also acquired, if I'm not mistaken, WWE too. So ESPN is making major move. So shout out to the NFL Network. And pretty
who owns ESPN?
Disney.
That's what I'm saying. Disney is starting to become $1 trillion company. It does not financial advisor or speak to a financial advisor.
And like I said, they try to compete with, you know, Amazon and Netflix because we've seen, you know, that, you know, we're going to see in the next 5 to 10 years that, you know, when it comes to these NFL and everything, we're going to see a lot more on these streaming service. But ESPN is not going to door and say, hey, we compete with y'all as well. So get ESPN doing good things.
Like, share, subscribe, guys. Don't forget to hit that notification bell on the right-hand side. Remember to click on because we do go live each and every day at 7 o'clock Eastern time. Like always, shout out to everybody watching us on all across the board. We really do greatly appreciate you guys for being here on this lovely Wednesday evening. Shout out to Patrick right now watching us on Instagram. And shout out to, you already know, Bobby Bryant, the lovely Bobby Bryant that's in the building. Shout out to her. Moving along to money. Money make the world go round. Money makes our pockets fat. Jordan, what's going on when it comes to aspect of financial news, big dog?
Let's get into it. Let's talk about Apple. So Apple have made some major news today about investing over $100 billion into the U.S. for domestic manufacturing. Because if you guys usually know, you know, most of the manufacturers comes from the outside of the U.S. And now that, you know, Trump is doing his tariffs and everything, Apple is investing more here in the United States. And with this money, it's going to will do wonders. So we do have the clip. Go ahead, Hakeem, play the clip. And after that, we'll chop it up.
Trump will announce that Apple is going to commit to spend another $100 billion on domestic manufacturing. That's the latest pledge by the tech giant to increase U.S. production of its products as it seeks to avoid punishing tariffs on its flagship iPhones. You can see the shares up 1 2/3% in the pre-market, Katie. I want to ask about Apple. You know, the other day I asked Mark Gurman how many iPhones would be made in the U.S., and he laughed at me. So I guess that's not the goal, but it does look like Apple's going to be spending well over $500 billion in the U.S. in the next 4 years. What do we know? What's new?
So
This is huge in technology, and this is what you need to know. It's a $100 billion additional spending on top of $500 billion that Apple had already announced to spend over the next 4 years. The money was very specifically targeted. There will be a server manufacturing facility. A lot of that money will go to its supply base within the country. There's also some kind of training element to it as well. Apple has been really emphasizing how much commitment it has to the United States for semiconductor production. They keep giving numbers of chips that are coming out of US fabs. That's important. But what this doesn't answer, remember, this is Bloomberg reporting citing an anonymous White House official. We think the answer will come later today. This is an expansion of a financial commitment to the United States from Apple, but it is not going as far as to say we're going to manufacture the iPhone in America. That's very separate and very distant. And seems unlikely still.
Well, you think back to earlier this year when the president warned that he would hit Apple with a tariff of 25% if it didn't move manufacturing of the iPhone to the U.S. I mean, this is political in nature. I think it's pretty safe to say that openly, Ed. So even if they don't fully move all of their production of the iPhone to the U.S., which many agree would be a little bit impossible here, at least this is an olive branch which might keep them in the administration's good graces.
Yeah, since the turn of the year or the inauguration, Tim Cook has not been the president's best buddy. Jensen Huang, NVIDIA CEO, has been the president's best buddy, essentially. And it's been fractious, and the stock in the first half of this year, Apple I'm talking about, traded reflecting the risk of the president's attitude towards supply chain tariffs and Apple's move or not to manufacture the iPhone in America. The vast majority of people that we speak to on Bloomberg Tech and anything that you read would suggest that that idea, manufacturing a handset in this country, is highly unlikely. Not because you can't build a facility to do it, but you have to build cities worth of supplier facilities around that. That's the picture you see if you go to mainland or Greater China near a Foxconn facility. You have basically a little city with all of the core component supply base around it. And America doing that, along with a lack of skill set in tooling, and that level of manufacturing, that's the main barrier right now.
Yeah, so big news when it comes to Apple. This is huge news. So go ahead, Ronnie. What's your take on Apple, doing this big investment into domestic manufacturing here in the United States?
Trump did say that. That was one of the moves he was mentioned in his campaign, how he's going to bring certain companies that was overseas back to America. One of those companies was Apple. Now Apple coming back, now they be able to innovate more for United States citizens. It's going to be pretty good, pretty dope, because Apple phone's going to be cheaper. That's one thing to it. So shout out to Apple for that one. And not only that, but when it comes to aspect of the market trade, it's going to also go up as well. So Apple's making a huge move like this. I think it's very, very good. That might be a company I might start looking back into once again. But shout out to Apple on that great move. And I hope more companies like Mercedes-Benz or any foreign cars come back into the U.S. and keep the U.S. back up golden again. We about to hit that golden age, guys. Pay attention. Sit back and relax. Go ahead, Akin.
I want people to understand Donald Trump's plan is working. Excuse me. Donald Trump's plan is working, and it's been affecting. When you put out policies that support Americans' interests, the companies are going to move towards that because they don't want their pockets to hurt. And they got investors and shareholders who they got to please. And this only makes sense.
Yeah, so here's a statement. This is from Apple Newsroom website. So when it comes to this, so Apple will be partnering with thousands of suppliers across 50 states, meaning Alaska and Hawaii too, supporting more than 450,000 suppliers and partner jobs within the next 4 years. And Apple plans to directly hire 20,000 people in the U.S. and the vast majority focus on R&D, in engineering, software development, and AI, machinery learning. So, guys, I'm going to tell you right here, kids, you want to get in careers when it comes to software development, AI, engineering. When it comes to Apple, hey, do it. Go ahead and jump in there. And the thing is, it's going to be across all 50 states. So it just shows you, what Donald Trump is doing, say, hey, we need to bring back jobs back here in the United States. Apple is really starting to do it. Hopefully, we'll see a lot more companies, especially car companies like General GM and other car companies do the same thing and everything. So, if it goes well in the next 4 years, if we're seeing it how Donald Trump is kind of planning it, bringing all majority of jobs back in the U.S. Boy, Ronnie, it might be a golden age in the United States. So we'll see. So shout out to Apple, bringing the jobs back in the United States. Apple's doing a fine job of doing what they're supposed to do.
And this is why people why I voted Trump for, is to bring the economy back into shape again. And he's doing it. He's keeping his promise. Like, share, and subscribe, guys. Don't forget to hit that notification bell on the right-hand side. Remember to click on, because we do go live each and every day at 7 o'clock Eastern Time. Shout out to everybody who's watching us all across the board. We really do really appreciate you guys for tuning in on this lovely Wednesday evening. Moving along to hip-hop. Hip to the hop. Jordan, what's going on when it comes to aspect of hip-hop news?
Let's get into it. Let's talk about LiAngelo Ball. So LiAngelo Ball, he was on a podcast, and he was talking about why he quit playing basketball, which he was in the D League, and why he started rapping, which he had a hit single earlier this year, and he's continuing with his rap career. So we do have the clip. Go ahead, Akeem, play the clip, and after that, we'll chop it up.
Quit basketball and just focus on music.
Really, how it pays, the way of living, like everything,
Really?
everything else.
I mean, your brothers got big contracts, man.
My brothers, but I was in the G League.
Okay.
That's $3K a month as a grown man. I was getting mine and throwing it, like right when you touch $3K, hold nothing.
So you was throwing it up.
When I got music, it wasn't like a hard decision. Like, I wasn't contemplating like, damn, I gotta hoop. I was like, I gotta live. At this point, I gotta live now. So,
what made you want to just quit basketball and just?
Yeah, so his dad, LeVar Ball, playing his kids to play in NBA, which he got 2 out of the 3 right. When it comes to LiAngelo Ball, it didn't quite go as well. A lot of NBA teams didn't see that he didn't have the talent to play in the NBA. And now that he was, playing in G League, knowing that he's not going to get moved to the NBA, that's why he switched his career. So go ahead, Ronnie, man. What's your take on LiAngelo Ball, switching from playing basketball to rapping?
Not everybody's made to be ball players. Even though your dad may play professional basketball and also your brother playing professional basketball, you still want to live your own dream. Not everybody want to step foot in the aspect of their father. He probably say, hey, I just want to be a rapper, do something different, which he's doing pretty well right now. He have 2 hit singles that's out right now that's pretty much slamming. So he found his niche. He probably was going over there in the G Leagues. He was playing ball and then realized, man, this ain't for me. I really want to follow my dream. And like they always say, it's never too late to follow your dreams. And he's doing it at the right time. Shout out to him. Go right ahead, Akeem.
So look at this. These guys been getting money from a long time. They had a TV show. They had a basketball camp. The ball is the family business. So he was not hurting for money. He just was trying to find his own way. And regardless of whatever, when you groom your kids to do that, it's natural for them to make money. I didn't think anything they'll do, they'll be able to touch. Plus, the song really just blew up because they already had notoriety. Like, it's easy for you to just put out a song where everybody know you. The song is hot. I'm not going to lie about that. But I'm just saying it from that. So there's good things that's going to be in these guys' futures. So
Absolutely, and the thing is, if I'm LeVar Ball, I'm super proud because, as a parent, it's extremely rare where your kids, 3 of your kids, all three for 3, they are highly successful. They compare to the average person. You got 2 of your sons. One's playing for Charlotte, which is LaMelo, and then you got LeVar, who played with the Bulls, and then you got traded to Cleveland, and then he tried to clean championships and everything. And then you got your middle son, LiAngelo Ball, even though the NBA didn't work out, he switched to the rap career, and now, and he's doing good right now. He's, we want to make sure he's not a one hit or 2 hit wonder, but if he's consistent with what he's doing and everything, he should be a decent rapper when it comes in the game and everything. So, that's LeVar Ball. He had a plan. and just had 3 successful boys, and that's what he did. And as a proud father, I will be proud. So yeah, but yeah, LiAngelo Ball just switched into direct career, and he started out hot, going to. I remember he performed at the halftime show at the I think it's the NBA halftime show, and then also he performed at the halftime show in the playoffs and everything. So LiAngelo Ball, he's on that wave right now. So let's hope he continue ride his way and he could be a successful rapper.
Yeah, and I think he have another single that's about to drop too. I forgot the name of the song, but yeah, he doing his thing, man. Like, share, and subscribe, guys. Don't forget to hit that notification bell on the right hand side. Remember to click all. We do go live each and every day at 7 o'clock Eastern time. Like always, shout out to everybody that's watching us all across the board: Facebook, Instagram, Kick, and also Twitch. Make sure you follow. It's so very important for you guys to follow so you never miss it when we go live. Shout out to those right now watching us on Rumble and also X. TikTok, Bingo Live, over 70 people right now watching us on Bingo Live. Thank you guys so much for tuning in on this lovely Wednesday evening. We got other things to talk about, especially our beloved Donald Trump, but we're not going to talk about him just yet. Jordan, what's going on when it comes to aspect of the BET Awards?
Yeah, so BET made some big news today. They made they decided to suspend the Soul Train Awards and the Hip Hop Awards. So for I'm reading a little statement. So for the BET linear, we have suspended the Soul Train and Hip Hop Award Show, but we have a team that's actively thinking about where those award shows might be best live as the media climate continues to evolve. They aren't gone, and we are also still have the NAACP Image Awards and the Stella Awards. So right now, as for BET, the Soul Train Awards and Hip Hop Awards is suspended, effective indefinitely. So shows might come back a couple years from now, but right now we won't be seeing them in the near future. So hearing this news, Ronnie, man, what's your take about BET suspending these awards?
I'm glad they did because nobody's watching it. The only reason why people watch it this time because of Kai Cenat. Shout out to him. He went live streaming and people tuned into his live stream to see behind the scenes. Nobody was really into award shows like that anymore. People are more into drama and are into regular folks content. Now, if BET award would have did something like totally different by them adding Kai Cenat, but it would have did something about adding all the top streamers into the award show. It would have brought more visibility and more ratings. But Kai Cenat being there brought a lot of ratings there, and I think it should have made a deal with him. It should have made a deal with him because he got the younger crowd, and that's what you got to do to get people into the BET ratings where they used to be. You got to get the young crowd. And the BET Award and the Soul Train Award lost the crowd. Now the only thing they got left is what the Image Awards and the what else? Jordan, the Billboards Award. What else they have?
So they do have the regular BET Awards, the NAACP, and then the Stella Awards, which I never heard of.
Me either. I never even heard that. So that who knows how long that's gonna be around. But BET, you gotta get into this current program. Content is what it is right now. Content creators, you gotta get them involved. Go right ahead, Aki.
So I want people to understand BT and Soul Train. BT was acquired in 2016 by Viacom, which is now Paramount Global. Soul Train was acquired by BET. So they came as a package in this. Now, remember, this large company is a rating-based company, and this is how to make their money by running ads. Ron is correct. It has not been making money. The community has not been supporting it. And there's not much of a following behind it, how it was many, many years ago. But I also don't think the network put any money or backing behind it. They were just thinking that the culture itself will prop BET up. This is why we see a lot of our notable black assets are declining. Essence Fest, Essence Magazine, Jet, you name it, is not what it used to be. So, and then we can't get mad when these things are thrown away. Who owns it? A lot of these multimillionaire black people are not buying these, nor do they care to do it, to keep it running.
Absolutely, Hakeem, and yeah, this I would say this past BET Awards, it was good and everything in a long time, but you know, it's just, especially the BT Hip Hop Awards, it's just there's no buzz there and everything. You know, it's just every time I hear about the Hip Hop Awards, you know, it doesn't pass me and everything. You know, it's not like, you know, it wasn't like it was like the awards, you know, was 10, 15 years ago and everything. You know, you see like the major superstar rappers that they'd never be there, you know, because even they win an award, they're not there. The buzz is not the same. And also, I don't think that the BT higher ups and everything, they don't know how to attract the younger generations. And, you know, and to get the views, you need young generations to get the views and everything. And to me, they don't know how to attract it. And you did it. You said it right, Ronnie. You know, just when they brought Conde Sanat, you know, that did bring some buzz and something like that. So, to me, to be what to focus on is, you know, really how, you know, we can focus on how, you know, get the younger generation to keep watching, not just the awards show, but also watch BET as well and everything, because, you know, you need a young black audience to continue watching everything in order to get the views, so you keep on building for BET. But as we know, you know, it just last, you know, 15 years, well, I said 5 or 6 years, BET has been the same, you know, and also I think another reason is the lack of male viewership. You know, majority of BET watchers are women. A lot of women watch BET, but you know, I think also BET's kind of out of touch on how to bring the male viewers back and everything, and that, to me, that kind of hurts BET as well, because, like I said, me, Ronnie, we don't watch the BET Awards right there. We don't even think about it.
No,
we don't. So if they can find out to work how to get the male viewers to bring back to watch BET, you know, we'll definitely see an uptick. But for right now, they're struggling to bring in males and also bring in young viewers.
Yeah, and keeping in mind, every time the BET Award will come on, it will always be when it's like a major event, like a basketball game or NFL game. It will always hurt them. So it was just bad timing, and I think that generation is long and gone. And you got to keep it in mind too, it's the same artists performing. It's never new artists. They got to change up the lineup. I wish I was part of the BET Awards board. I would have told, hey, you got to change the whole lineup. The lineup is the same people. Gorilla, Drake, it's always the same people. And the same people, they want them to be there and show
like
up.
Like Gorilla, she performed like 4 straight years. It's like, y'all need to switch it up.
Come on, man. Sexy Red, you got it. Come on.
They finally did it last year, but it's too late. I mean, this past show, they did it, but it's kind of too late.
BET's burnt out. Moving along to other trending news. Jordan, what's going on with this Houston cop posting on TikTok?
Oh, boy. Let's head down to Houston. We have a couple topics with a couple Houston topics on this. So we're going to start with the first one. So Houston officer is being under investigated for posting a TikTok video stating that didn't get cracked last night, so everyone's getting a ticket. And this went viral, and this pledge, and now this is going to under investigation when it comes to Houston police. So Hakeem, play this. Don't play the first clip. Play the second clip and on. I mean, the second slide and all. And then after that, we'll chop it up.
Law enforcement agency that she works for, she has to be more cautious.
I think it's real inappropriate and disrespectful.
It's very unprofessional.
As much as distrust, but really you can't, rely on them. It doesn't make them look professional.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
no, keep going again.
Facing 5 constable deputy under an internal investigation after posting a TikTok that went viral. In this video, she suggests since she didn't get what she wanted the night before, everyone is getting a ticket. Fox 26's Jonathan Mejia in West Houston getting answers from the sheriff's office and speaking with residents there.
In a viral video that has since been deleted, we see a Precinct 5 constable deputy joining on a TikTok trend and having some fun, but that could cause her to lose her job.
Don't stop, yeah, get it.
Visible to see. We saw other videos on her account where she's in uniform doing some TikTok trends. Her account has since deleted, and we spoke to some people here in the Precinct 5 area who tells us she's free to do whatever she wants on her personal time, but when she's representing the company.
Precinct 5 constable deputy under an internal investigation after posting a TikTok.
You shouldn't be doing nothing like that. It's unprofessional.
We reached out to the Harris County Precinct 5 Constable's office for a statement on this viral video that has since been deleted, and this is what they told us. Our administration is aware, and Internal Affairs has opened an investigation. We have no other comment at this time. End quote.
You know, when you're professional, you're, you know what I'm saying? Like, you talk a certain way. You carry yourself a certain way when you're in your work clothes. That's what you do outside of work. That's cool, but in work, you don't want to, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think she should have did that.
Does this make you, like, distrust the people that's supposed to be serving and protecting this area?
I feel like they playing. No, you just being childish. Like, you ain't taking nothing serious. You gonna write me some tickets because you ain't get cracked. It's crazy, but hey, it's society and the world we live in right now.
Not as much as distrust, but really you can't, you know, rely on them. It doesn't make them look professional. You know, when they start posting videos like that, you can't even take them seriously. Then they wonder why. Hey, when you see them and they be like, oh, why you didn't respect me, or why you talking to me like that? Well, because, you know, you don't treat yourself like a woman and you ain't treating yourself like a police officer.
The Internal Affairs investigation is still ongoing. We'll keep you updated with the results from that investigation as soon as we know it. Reporting in West Houston, Jonathan Mejia, Fox 26 News.
Yeah, man, that's crazy. But go ahead, Ronnie, man. What's your take on this?
And this is why a lot of people don't trust a police officer. They stop because it's stuff like this. Like, you have a woman that went viral, deleted the video, which makes no sense anyway. She could just kept it up because every time the video go viral, it's in the internet forever. It don't go anywhere. It stays. She should have just left it. But it made people in that community feel not be able to trust cops, because now when they get stopped, they be like, okay, you just writing me up for a false ticket. It's just crazy in the time we live in today. And she's not the first woman that do stuff like that in her job, and she won't be the last. There's other women that do the same exact thing. There's doctors that's doing it. There's lawyers that's doing it. There's judges that's doing it. TikTok has consumed the world. And people are not being professional at their job 110%, and this need to stop. She gonna end up losing her job because of it, because she was on live while doing her duties. So what a dummy. Go ahead, Akeem.
So I want people to understand this, like when you have a job, you can't play on the internet. Like, me and these guys been doing this for so long, and y'all don't know where we work at. There's a reason for that. We gotta protect our livelihood until this beautiful thing takes off. And we understand there's a code of conduct that our companies who we work for has. And even in my personal handbook, there's a social media clause where I'm not supposed to post anything, any assets of things, or talk about anything within my job while I'm at work. For heaven's sake, can y'all read? It's not that serious to post a video. Do that shit outside of work in your bedroom.
Absolutely, Hakeem. When it comes to you work for the private company, you work for the city, you work for the feds, whatever. There is a possibility comes to social media where you cannot post stuff like this. You know, if I post something, I'm at work and everything about my job and everything, I'm gonna do this. That besides my job, I'm gonna get let. I might get talked to, might get suspended, or might get let go. So when it comes to this woman, to me, she should lose her job and everything. You can't be going live on the job like that. That's crazy. You put in a bad taste, from the police officer, not just for Houston, but police officers all across America and everything, because they seen this. They see this, okay. If somebody's doing it in Houston, were they doing it in New York, NYPD, or Miami, or LAPD, stuff like that, yo? This is nonsense. And it to me, by you doing this, you should not be a police officer again for doing stuff like this, because you kind of putting up I would say kind of fearing people that kind of fears in the police, and when they see stuff like this, it's like, oh, that's how you act. And some people might get more people of police because they didn't get what they got. So they just, I'm just gonna find everybody I see, I'm just gonna write a ticket to them all day and everything. That's completely crazy. So yeah, I know she's in internal affairs, but she needs to get fired immediately, because this is definitely unprofessional.
Very. And we already know another topic when it comes to Houston, Jordan. What else is going on in Houston?
That's right.
Is hot and on fire.
We're gonna stay in Houston for another Houston police officer. So, a police officer, she's placed on for office duty for pulling a gun or her sister's baby daddy over a family dispute. This is crazy. So we still in Houston, y'all. We ain't going nowhere. We still in Houston. So go out, King, play the clip, and after that we chop it up.
So you gonna play with me? Give me the motherfucking phone right there. Put it in my motherfucking hand. Here, man. So you gonna shoot me over there? Over your sister hitting me in my face? Fuck like me. You sorry. I can't wait till they lock your ass up in October. I already know y'all already planned it. Y'all already set it up. Yes. I already know. I promise you. That's fine. But you don't know what I can do. You don't know what I can do to your sister too. Your sister stabbed me. I ain't put no case on her. She should have made sure the shit stuck. Bitch. I should have. You the bitch. I'll be a bitch. But you want to. You ain't shoot that gun. You can't be scared. You ain't shoot that gun. Yeah, you ain't shoot that gun. You ain't shoot that gun. You ain't shoot that. Yeah, she right here. She got a gun on me. I'm just telling you that she pulled a gun on me, huh?
Breaking tonight, the Precinct 1 Constable's office says an off-duty deputy has been reassigned over this video showing her pulling a gun on a man during a family dispute. ABC 13's Jessica Willie live after talking to the man who had that gun pulled on him and his family. She's live tonight, Jessica.
Yeah, I can tell you this video is being shared among law enforcement circles with strong criticism of this deputy's actions. Tonight, Harris County Constable Alan Rosen says that she has been reassigned to desk duty. An investigation is underway. Michael Evans did not want to talk on camera. He says he was not armed. At his family's urging, he started recording.
Explosive video of a Harris County Precinct 1 deputy constable not on her best day. We are blurring her face because the agency hasn't named her and she hasn't been charged with a crime.
Breaking tonight, the Precinct 1 Constable's office says an off-duty deputy
gun is unmistakable. The encounter happening this afternoon, the man recording in a fight, he tells ABC 13 with the mother of his child, took off with her phone. He says her sister, the deputy, chased him down in her own car.
I couldn't believe it.
And that's when he called his cousin.
Even though he might have not been in the right at that time, it still doesn't make it right for her to take actions upon herself. It's not how things go. You can't take the law in your own hand because you got a badge. That's not right.
Keisha Ross did not want to show her face, but she feels strongly about how the deputy responded. In full uniform with threats, the video shows, and all because she wanted her sister's phone back.
She could have called the police to get the phone back.
Harris County Precinct 1 Constable Alan Rosen confirms he has seen the video. Ross believes it speaks for itself.
There's nothing to figure out. You know exactly who it is. They need to go be knocking on her door like they knock on any
gun is unmistakable.
That's assault with a deadly weapon and she's in uniform.
And again, tonight, Constable Alan Rosen with Harris County Precinct 1 says that an internal affairs investigation is underway. He also says that, quote, the public can be assured that they will be transparent then with the outcome. Reporting live tonight from downtown, Jessica Willie, ABC 13.
Yeah, man, these Houston officers, they going viral for back-to-back stuff. But go ahead, Ronnie. What's another thing happening in Houston? What's your take on it?
This is why I learned. This is why I don't get involved in my family affairs. You just don't. When it comes to relationship, I don't get involved. Because you're going to do all of that. She did all of that, and they're going to end up right back together again. They're in a toxic relationship, as you can see, fighting each other, putting your hands on one another. I don't know why people still consider that to be black love. That ain't black love at all. That is dysfunctional. And now you have a woman that's about to lose her career job over her family drama, over her phone, which he was going to give it right back to her anyway. And the only reason why he took the phone anyway, he probably thought she was cheating or doing something else. Stupid. It's just stupid. It's just stupid all around. We got to grow up, man. We literally like grown people living as children. It is crazy. Go ahead, Akeem.
I'm going to agree with you on this one. This is why you have to control your emotions, but she surely disrespected the badge. For all the police officers who are trying to protect the image of police officers, which has already been tarnished by other police officers, to see somebody just play with me.
Yeah, man. I don't know what's going on in Houston, yo, but yo, man, now seeing this is like, yo, like, why would you do that? You know, knowing that it might get back together and stuff like that. Like, you know, when it comes to family affairs, I agree with you 100%, Ronnie. You stay away from it. You don't need to get into it because, you know, because if you do, you know, it's gonna be extra stress for you and more drama and more drama than it feels to you as well. But doing that with your uniform on and you pulling a gun and all that type of things, like, man, just like the other officer we talked about the previous topic, you should be fired too because you're using you're using the gun while you're off duty. I don't know if you was go head into work, you was leaving work for forever, but you have no place of you point a gun at your baby, your sister's baby daddy because he's a terrible baby father. You know, shoot, your sisters know that, so let your sister handle it and everything. Let your sister and the baby daddy work it out. You don't have to do anything about that, man. Now you got your jobs in jeopardy, and man, you should be fired too because this is another unprofessional thing that you should not do as a police officer.
Yep. Like, share, and subscribe, guys. Don't forget to hit that notification bell on the right-hand side. Remember to click all because we do go live each and every day at 7 o'clock Eastern Time. Shout out to everybody watching us all across the board. We really do greatly appreciate you guys for tuning in on this lovely Wednesday evening. Main topic on today's show, Jordan, what's going on with Donald Trump and these undocumented farmers?
Let's get into it. So, Donald Trump was on the show on in NBC, CNBC, and he was really talking about undocumented workers. How he was saying these people are naturally fit for farm labor. Any city Americans won't do well working in farms. This is coming from Donald Trump. So we do have the clip. So go ahead, Hakeem, play the clip, and after that, we'll chop it up.
Clearly, you're saying the people who have been here for years and who have been even paying taxes, you're going to look at them very differently, and maybe they belong here in the workforce?
I want to work with them, and in some cases, we're sending them back to their country with a pass back in legally, and we're doing things that are very difficult to do and very complex, but it works really well. We're sending them back, and then they're schooling, they're learning, they're coming in legally. We have a lot of that going on. But we're taking care of our farmers. We can't let our farmers not have anybody. These are these people. You can't replace them very easily. You know, people that live in the inner city are not doing that work. They're just not doing that work. And they've tried. We've tried. Everybody tried. They don't do it. These people do it naturally. Naturally. I said, what happens if they get it to a farmer the other day? What happens if they get a bad back? He said, they don't get a bad back, sir, because if they get a bad back, they die. I said, that's interesting, isn't it? You know, these are very, in many ways, they're very, very special people. Okay, go ahead.
I just want to hear you clearly. You're saying the people.
Yeah, so that was your the statement you heard from Donald Trump. So go ahead, Hakeem. What's your take on it?
Good.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead, Hakeem. I want to hear from you.
Hey, the man is a comedian, but I'm not going to disagree with him. The average American cannot go do 12 hours of farm work. It is impossible. This ain't no disrespect. He told the truth. When he meant inner city, white folks, Hispanic people live in the inner city too. You're not fit to do this. This is why the Haitians, the Jamaicans, the Mexicans, and all the Nicaraguans and Venezuelans can do this type of work. We've been pressured with lattes, coffees, burgers, Shake Shack, and you think you're going to go out there 12 hours? You got your rabbit ass mind. Go ahead.
You got to keep it in mind that people, and especially in the black community, remember they think farm as slavery work, so they're not going to do it. So that's one thing they're not going to do, because that's been bending in us since we was little. Don't go out there in those fields. Get yourself a regular job, but don't be a farmer. So those immigrants, that was a mistake he made when he put in ICE to get rid of all these undocumented immigrants. I said, no, you're going to need some immigrants here, because who's gonna work the farms? The robots not here yet. They're building those robots, but they're not here technically yet. So you need people there working the farm. So you need immigrants. But like you said, a lot of them are going back home and coming back the right way. So the farmland won't suffer. But I kept saying that for the longest. I was like, that one's gonna hurt him when he got rid of people that working class immigrants. That was gonna hurt. It was gonna hurt the United States economy. But I'm glad that he caught it and he's trying to correct it. Go ahead, George.
Yeah, absolutely. People that's been Americans, especially majority we live in this urban suburban areas. All types of races. White, black. Mexicans, Hispanics. When it comes to people that lives in the urban community, there's there's very little things when it comes to being raised. We don't think about living in rural areas or farming unless we get in our 40s and 50s and we get like sick and tired of the urban life or suburban life, and we think about, hey, maybe I want to have my own farm and everything. So most of America, well, I wouldn't say most, I'll say maybe half or at least Americans, we think about farming, but we don't think about that till we get old and everything, because we see what the food we eat, the stuff that we wear and everything, being around cities and smoke and all that type of things. We move outside the rural area, it's a little bit more peaceful. And a lot of people, and then you think about, hey, maybe should I be my own farm and everything? I'll grow my own stuff, I can save money and everything. But when it comes to these undocumented workers and everything, absolutely, they're from Mexico, Central Americas, South America, or the Caribbeans. They know how to work in the field, and having them come in here and work and everything, it helps our economy, and especially seeing it here when ISIS was here and they was going a little bit further in North California, Oxnard, where there's a lot of farm there. They were trying to sweep it up and everything, and it definitely hurt. Not just the state of California when it comes to the farming and everything. So when it comes to immigrants working the farm, we definitely need that. Hopefully, he said he was going to, when it comes to farmers that undocumented workers who works in farms and that, he was going to halt on that. And hopefully he tells ICE to do that. But yeah, when it comes to farming, it is definitely necessary we need when it comes to our U.S. economy, because, like we said, when it comes to us as city boys, other city people, we do not think about farming. We think about fun jobs or stuff like this, like podcasting, being YouTubers.
Yeah, the easy job, not the hard job. Moving along to other trending news, Jordan, what's going on with Beyonce cover?
Yeah, so major news when it comes to Beyonce, Megan Kelly. Go ahead, Nita. So Megan Kelly and also Piers Morgan was disappointed at Beyonce's new Levi ad. So Piers Morgan, he tweeted, he said, very disappointed to see Beyonce culturally appropriated Marilyn Monroe in a new Levi ad. So Piers Morgan saw the ad and he had this remark. And also I'm gonna read. I do have Megan Kelly's remarks. She said this is the opposite of the Sydney Sweetie ad. Quite clear there is nothing natural about Beyonce. Everything from her image to her fame to her success to her looks below is bought and paid for. Screens, artificial, fake, and hands trying too hard. So, if you guys didn't see the Beyonce's new Levi ad, it's really look good. But according to Megan Kelly and Piers Morgan, they had negative remarks about it. So I don't know if you guys saw the ad, but what's your take on Megan Kelly and Piers Morgan having hard criticism for Beyonce?
It's a pretty good ad. I like the ad. It's a really pretty good ad. But to me, I think her trying to be, I think why people are pretty much upset at it because it's a black woman trying to portray a white woman. I think that's why the whole situation is occurring. They're gonna find anything to deal with race. But the Beehive, they love the ad. They are talking about it in the comments. They say, Piers Morgan's why he just mad. He don't have no reason to be mad. But I get where they're coming from because I think Beyonce right now, she have her own legacy. She just came out as herself, and it still would have been an awesome ad. But at the end of the day, she was just doing art. Go ahead, Akeem.
Can I ask you a question? We know who Madam C.J. Walker is, right?
Correct.
All right, and they've been doing beauty and wearing wigs since the dawn of time. Black people in America with white folks. What is cultural appropriation? That's what I'm confused. People been wearing wigs here forever, black and white. Blonde wigs, blue wigs, orange wigs, aqua. So Pierce Morgan is a race baiter. He wants to try to prove a point to discredit black people anyway. That white boy from across the pond. Why is he so concerned about black people live of here? He fantasizes about us. Every other day, something's coming out your mouth about us, and you talking about the queen from Louisiana. I'm going to protect the queen. Jay-Z ain't got to do that. She's from Louisiana. We love her. Let her do her thing. She is an American. I don't know how that's culturally appropriate. Nobody has rights to wigs or blonde wigs. Anybody can wear a blonde wig. Doesn't mean if you're black, white, and everything. She's an American. She can wear a wig if she wants to.
Absolutely. I probably saw the ad. I have nothing wrong with the ad when it comes to anything Beyonce does. Is great and everything. And to see, Pierce Morgan, definitely has something to say about that. He got, because he knows that a lot of people's going to, praise Beyonce and everything. Him, and also Mary Kelly, they want to take a jab at it and everything, jab at Beyonce, because Beyonce is always, breaking records or doing something for the culture, or breaking barriers that most people that can't do, as in Beyonce, so really is the woman aware person can't do those things. So, when it comes to anything Beyonce does, I can never hate or anything, because she's like I said, she's changed the culture. She's one of the greatest entertainers, not just the female entertainer, one of the greatest entertainers ever. Always has sell-off shows. Broke records for her Cowboy Carter tour and everything.
Yeah.
So wherever Beyonce does, there's nothing to hate about, but. I'm just tired of of Pierce Morgan, Mary Kelly, other people, when they just do like an ad or something like that, or they broke a record, they already got some slimy stuff to say. And my thing is like, you keep doing that, and Beyonce's gonna be greater, and that's what Beyonce gonna do.
Yeah, it's the situation with wigs and the culture. You got to be careful. Those are really, really very sensitive topics that when you try to tackle on it. Last topic when it comes to today's show, Jordan, what's going on in Georgia military base?
Yeah, so there was a mass shooting at the military base in Georgia, in Fort Stewart, and the man has been identified. His name is Cornelius Radford, and he was the one who was part of the mass shooting. It says multiple gunshot wounds has been reported at the base, and yeah, man, it's just for the thing that why he started is still unknown, but yeah, it has been a mass shooting in Georgia. So go ahead, Hakeem, do have a clip, and after that we'll chop it up.
Shout out to D, the degenerates in the building. No, I said shout out to D, that's in the building.
Yeah, investigators say a sergeant started shooting on Fort Stewart. ABC's Rena Roy has the latest.
Emergency responders racing to Fort Stewart today after reports of gunfire.
They have an active shooter on Fort Stewart.
The Army base, about an hour away from Savannah, Georgia, put on lockdown after authorities say 5 soldiers were shot. The commander telling people to stay inside and lock their windows and doors. The victims treated on site before being rushed to hospitals.
His soldiers in the area that witnessed the shooting immediately and without hesitation tackled the soldiers, subdued him, that allowed law enforcement to then take him into custody.
A U.S. official saying the suspect, who's a male U.S. Army sergeant, was stationed at that base.
We have identified the alleged shooter as Sergeant Cornelius Radford, an automated logistics sergeant assigned to 2nd Brigade Combat Team. Sergeant Radford has not previously deployed to combat.
The Army telling ABC News the active shooting incident unfolded in the 2nd Armored Brigade Combat Team area just before 11 a.m. Eastern Time.
The shooting occurred at the soldier's place of work. It did involve his co-workers. We're still not certain about the motivations.
The FBI says it's assisting in the investigation.
It was not a military weapon, and we believe it was a personal handgun.
All weapons on military bases are housed at armories and locked up, only used during training and then returned to the armories. Yes, personal firearms are allowed, but they have to be registered.
The White House says President Trump has been briefed on this incident, and Governor Brian Kemp has released a statement saying that he is keeping the victims and their families in his prayers. Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
Yeah, man, that's crazy news coming out of Georgia. So, go ahead, go ahead, Ronnie. What's your take on this?
I don't really understand how that was even able to happen, especially in the military base, where you have armed soldiers there 24/7, probably don't even sleep. For that to happen to me is very, very unusual and very uncommon. Sadly mistaken, somebody, always get on the line when situations, stuff like this. To me, it's just, we live in crazy days, guys. So even in the military, you're not safe. That's crazy. Go ahead, Hakeem.
Man, we're going to see more and more of this, and we have seen more and more of this. We don't know if it's a mental health issue. We don't know if somebody snapped. We just know that guns unalive people, and people who control guns unalive people. We need to start checking these people's mental health. I'll land right there.
Absolutely. It could be knowing it could be mental health. It could be something shady that goes on in the base. I have heard stories that there might be some shady things that might go around when it comes to these U.S. bases, and it could allow people just to snap, and which I think he probably has and everything. So we'll like I said, hopefully we'll get some more to the story, about more information on why he did this or what happened to him at that base and everything. But yeah, this is like I said, another unfortunate incident that happened because of this, and I just pray for people, for their healing and everything, and stuff like this. Hopefully, it doesn't happen again, but hopefully the military can learn from this and step up from this and make sure their fellow military men and women will be more protected.
Well, I say, keep it in mind, guys, that was not a military weapon he used. Of course, it was his own personal handgun, but still, in the military base, immediately you're supposed to automatically get taken down. Go ahead, Jordan.
No, you good. Go ahead. No, you good.
No, and also D say 100 to Hakeem. So D agree with you, Hakeem, on your take on the aspect of what happened in Jordan base. Like, share, subscribe, guys. Don't forget to hit that notification bell on the right-hand side. Remember to click all, because we do go live each and every day at 7 o'clock each time. Like always, shout out to everybody that's watching us all across the board. D, the degenerate, is in the building. Shout out to White High, who's also in the building. Shout out to the lovely Bobby Byron, who was also in the building. Shout out to Patrick, who was in the building. You already know. It's the lovely Stephanie Walker, who was watching us on TikTok. Shout out to her. Shout out to all the 80 people right now watching us on Bingo Live. Thank you guys so much for tuning in on this lovely Wednesday evening. Shout out to also a new subscriber too as well, watching us on Instagram too. Moreau, thank you so much for coming through, showing us love and support. We really do greatly appreciate you guys. Shout out to those also going to watch us on the replay. Thank you guys so much for tuning in as well. And don't be afraid to leave a comment in the comment section. Let's build up this engagement. We really, really love you guys when y'all comment. We love the comments because we actually go back and read them and comment back. Majority of the time when you see us comment, that's us comment you guys back. That's not the AI. That's us doing it. Why has it prior to this? He had a DUI arrest. So Hakeem, he did have something mentally wrong with him.
Okay.
DUI arrest. So he probably was drunk. He probably was drunk while he was there, allegedly. So who knows? Who knows what's going in his mental mind? The military's tough. Not everybody's built to go to the military. It takes a real strong-willed person to do the military, because that the mind capability in the military is extremely tough. Guys, also it's very important to go to Chaos Culture Radio description, and also on top of the chat where we have the Chaos Culture Radio store. You can click on it and you guys right over to the merch where we have the Chaos Culture Radio t-shirt, hat, coffee mug, you name it. It's all in the Chaos Culture Radio store. It's pinned on top of the chat and also in the Chaos Culture Radio description. Guys, also very important to go to Chaos Culture Radio community post or community tab where we leave important information of what we got going on, any form of achievement, and also presenting a new book, Black on Raising Kings, and also Black Love, and also his album is out now. Come over here, support the platform. We really do greatly appreciate you guys so very much. I'm making Chaos Culture Radio the biggest thing on the planet. You heard me? And Hakeem and Joy, I'm not gonna lie, there's a lot of people that be talking about chaos. They're like, man, you guys are everywhere. We are everywhere, guys. We are everywhere. You can find us on Apple Music, any Spotify, you name it. We everywhere. Snapchat, we everywhere. Reddit, everywhere. Thank you guys so much for tuning in each and every time we go live. We will see you guys tomorrow. Thank you for tuning in to Chaos Culture Radio. Enjoy your Wednesday evening. We over and out.
Peace.
Peace.